This is question 4 of Civil Engineering paper GATE 2015 forenoon session. Workability of concrete can be measured using slump, compaction factor and VV time. Consider the following statements for workability of concrete. Statement 1. As the slump increases, the VV time increases. Statement 2. As the slump increases, the compaction factor increases. So, in this question, two statements are given regarding the workability of concrete in context of slump, compaction factor and VV time. Now, we need to check which statements is true. So, this question is from the topic of workability of concrete. You may study about all this test for workability in detail by watching lecture 21, Workability and Pumping of Concrete, Concrete Technology by Professor B. Bhattacharya, IIT Delhi. So, Indian Standard Code IS 1199 deals with the measurement or test for the workability of concrete. So, in this question, slump test, compacting factor test, VV consistometer test are given. So, we will talk about these three tests. However, the another test for workability is also mentioned in this code. So, for slump test, these are the instrument, one cone frustum that is called slump cone of dimension 10 centimeter diameter at top, 20 centimeter at bottom and this 30 centimeter in height with a tamping rod for compacting the concrete. So, if we talk about the procedure, so the freshly mixed concrete are compacted in 3 layers in this cone or slump cone, and each layers are compacted by this rammer or tamping rod and given a suitable number of blows to each layer. After compacting, the slump cone is lifted vertically. When the slump cone is lifted, then this the shape of the freshly mixed concrete or compacted concrete may get changed, and on the basis of this shape, there are generally 3 types of slump is defined, and the slump value slump value can be noted by measuring the slump. So, and degree of workability is defined for the slump value. So, for 0 to 25, the degree of workability is very low. For 25 to 50, degree of workability is low. For 50 to 100 and 100 to 175, the degree of workability is medium and high respectively. Now, if we talk about the compacting factor test, so in compacting factor test, the freshly mixed concrete is placed on the top hooper. So, this is the instrument which is used to define the compaction factor value. So, in this instrument there it can be seen there is 2 hooper, top hooper and bottom hooper, and in the bottom there is a cylinder. So, the freshly mixed concrete is placed on the top hooper. When it is poured, the freshly mixed concrete is poured in the top hooper. So, there is a trap below the top hooper. So, when the trap is opened, then all the concrete is get into the bottom hooper. Now, after filling this bottom hooper, the trap below the bottom hooper is removed, and all the concrete is filled in this cylinder, and the excess concrete can be removed by this trowel, and the top of the cylinder is get planed. Now, the weight of the cylinder get measured. So, this will be the weight of the partially compacted concrete. Now, this cylinder is emptied, and the freshly mixed concrete is compacted in this layer by giving the suitable number of blows with this tamping rod, and that weight of the fully compacted concrete in placed in this cylinder get or is measured, and the ratio of the weight of partially compacted concrete to the weight of fully compacted concrete gives the compacting factor value. So, based on that value, the degree of workability is defined. So, for very low, the compacting factor is 0.78. For 0.85, the degree of workability is low. For 0.92, the degree of workability is medium, and for 0.95, the degree of workability is high. Now, the another test is VV consistometer method. So, the instrument it is seen here. So, in this instrument, a cylinder is placed on a table which is fitted with a vibrating mechanism, and in this cylinder, the slump cone or this frustum is placed, and which is attached to a collar, and the freshly mixed concrete is put into this slump cone through this collar, and it is compacted in 4 layers by giving a suitable number of blows with the damping rod. After fully compacted, or after the 4-layer compaction in this cone is lifted out. Now, the vibrating mechanism started, and the time taken for the concrete, which is initially in the shape of this cylinder, cone, and when the vibration is given to this table, then due to vibration, this concrete gets the shape of this cylinder, and the time taken to convert or to change the shape from the cone to this cylinder shape is called the VV time, and this time is recorded, and which gives the VV time. It is generally noted in time of in terms of degrees. So, the VV degrees is similar to VV time. So, now if we compare the slump value, compaction factor value, and VV value, so we can say as the slump and compaction factor increases, the workability is increases, but VV time, for VV time we can observe, or we can see that if the time decreases, the workability is increases. So, we can say for slump and compaction factor, if the slump increases, compaction factor is also increases, and if slump increases, the VV time decreases. So, now coming to the question. So, the statement 1 is, as the slump increases, VV time increases. No, VV time decreases. So, statement 1 becomes wrong. As the slump increases, the compaction factor increases. Yes, this statement is correct. So, we can say among between these 2 options, a statement A is false and a statement 2 is true. So, which is given in option D. So, we can say option D is the correct answer for this question. Thank you.